What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today. ETH USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It's the 8th day of January, and here we are at about $3,100 with 5.5 hours left in the day. Still, I think on the brink of the break with this Adam and Eve double bottom, this recovery, this W shape here that we're going to see. That's the expectation. We have pulled back to a low price today of about $3,000, and this is exactly what we expected to happen. Exactly what we expected to happen was exactly at this area here, finding support at prior resistance right there. It's perfect. It is literally perfect. It's preordained from a low to a high. Wait, that's not the move that we were measuring. No, I'm sorry. Maybe it was this low to high. This low to high here. It was just below the 382. And that was the expectations, that we would wick just below the 382, but close above it. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. At this moment, if we close here or higher, we're leaving behind a bigger wick than a body on this candle. And I really do think, especially bouncing off of prior resistance, that's a really good sign, guys. That's a really good sign. It's like here, if we're touching prior support as resistance and we immediately reject from there, that's a really bad sign. Touching prior resistance as support and immediately finding support from there would likely promote higher prices in a very short amount of time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were running exactly for $3,700 or higher over the coming days and weeks. Certainly by the end of the month, I think we'll be there. Overall, I do assume that we're in the midst of a move that'll take us anywhere from like $4,200 to $4,800, something up here. But we'll get into that. Let's look at the short-term stuff and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, the 1 hour time frame here. You are actually, interestingly enough, you are building volume as you're coming down. That's kind of interesting. A little bit of recovery. As of now, it's still a lower high. As of now, I'm not seeing enough that really convinces me that we're out of this range yet. Yes, you're breaking out, whatever, but it's still a lower high overall. You could come down. You really could come down. Let's see. Let's look at this from a high to a low. High to low perspective here. We are just below the 382, so we probably do have more to grow. I would say that this low becomes valid. Once we're above this high, maybe it becomes a little bit more valid. I would say it becomes valid once we're above the golden ratio. Close above 3,200 on any 4-hour or daily basis, and that should be validating that the low is in. Once we get above 3,200. Yeah, 3,200 on the closing basis. 1 hour time frame looking at the indicators. Okay, we do have bullish divergence on the RSI, double bullish divergence on the RSI. Low here, higher low, that's one drive. Another higher low, that's two drives of lower low bullish divergence. Stochastics had bullish divergence, and hey, even the MACD, oh no, the MACD did not have bullish divergence, but still, we're looking good. We're looking really good. Okay, not bad. 4 hour time frame. Where did that divergence start, by the way? Started back here, so not too far away from where we are now. We actually made most of that move, but I still think that we progress higher. 4 hour time frame, looking at this, bouncing right at the oversold area. We have lower lows here in the RSI, but very comparable lows nonetheless. And the last time we were down here, we're even lower now in the RSI than we were back here in price. So we've cooled way the hell off in a very short amount of time. The RSI is consistently in the overbought zone, consistently living above the 50. I can't imagine that we're down here for too long. We will probably see overbought territory either by Sunday, sometime over the weekend, or very early next week. So I do assume that we're going to make some progress to the upside promptly. Maybe we consolidate today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe we're moving up over the coming days, whatever. But I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, sometime like that, maybe Saturday at the earliest, we should see some fireworks flying through the sky. We should be moving up higher. When I say fireworks, I mean like it's literally going to be explosive. It's going to be nice. 4 hour stochastics look bullish. We're coming out of the oversold zone. Nice. Both of them are right now. That's the beginning of something new. And then the MACD is bouncing off the zero. Well, we're not bouncing off the zero yet, but we're reset. The oscillators have come back to the zero. We're going to find support here. We don't have to find support right off this line. Both the oscillators, the blue line, the orange line, they can come below the line, find support. Just like here, you found resistance at the zero, even though you're well above it. It's like a zone, an area, not a specific line. Does that make sense? But finding support on it like this is the type of behavior that I'm looking for. Something like this, which would imply, again, that we're in the process of a move overall, low to high. We're in the middle, and then we're going to complete the move, right? We're in the middle. We're going to complete the move. It's going to be more bullish, I think, to the upside. Daily time frame here, zooming out a little bit more. Now we talk about the fun stuff, right? Now it gets a little bit tricky, though, because it's like, are we in this? I'm very confident we're in this Adam and Eve. It looks perfect. It's literally an Adam and Eve pattern at its core. It's perfect. Does the W start up here, and then we go all the way up here, maybe just above there? Or does it start up here? I don't know where it starts from. I feel like it starts from here. And typically with W patterns, you do go just above there. If this is an Adam and Eve pattern, the way you measure is you take the low to the high of the pattern, and you put this measurement at the top, at the nipple, as I like to call it right there, and that measurement should be your measure move. Adam and Eve patterns, as I said yesterday, so an Adam and Eve is a V and a U. It's typically a double bottom. It's an Adam and Eve. Sometimes, and in this case, you do get slanted Adam and Eves, but they're still Adam and Eves. Typically, what you see is you'll get the Adam and Eve in a greater W formation. And with W formations, the move does take you above where it started. And it all kind of lines up, because if you took the measurement of the low to high of this range and then you move that measurement to the top, that should take you in theory above where your W started most of the time. Not always. Not in this illustration that I drew here, but just as an example, of thought. That's the thought here. If we measure this from a low to a high, the measure move of the Adam and Eve pattern would take you above this high, which, if this is a W pattern, if we're in a W shape in itself, you should expect to go above this high. So it makes sense. We've got multiple points of congruence agreeing with that idea. Let's keep that measure move up there, and then let's just take a high to low on the fibs and see what we got going on. High to low here. That's your 2272. If you go just above this high here, that's your 1886200. The thing is about measure moves, they're not requirements. This is where your measure move is. You could stop exactly right there, but that's just below the 2272. From a fib perspective, that's not really likely. Measure moves are ideas. You can fall short of that idea. You can exceed that idea. The idea stops right here. So I would say then that the most likely outcome for Ethereum is that on this next move, and likely probably over the next 7 to 10 days, if not over the next couple of weeks here, we should be seeing Ethereum making progress toward, at a minimum, $4,250, which I think we will go above that. At a maximum, I mean, maybe we go up to about 4,800. Something like this. I can't imagine that we get above these highs. But with the 2272, little known fact about the 2272 here, you typically don't stop right at it. You actually wick above it and then come back down. So anything, the idea points here, it's a measure move. It's an idea. We can fall short or extend that idea. If we fall short, the most sensible fib level to go to is 4,250 to 4,360. It's more of a range. If we don't stop there, then if we exceed this target or meet it a little bit closer, something around 4,600, maybe even like 47, 4,800 might be more acceptable as a target right above the 2272. So 4,250 to let's say 4,800 is our target area, and we'll likely see this happen, I think, over the next 2 weeks, and probably less time than that even, by the end of the month for sure. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. If you guys like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all. The MACD is crossing above the zero. That's bullish as hell. The last time that we did something like that, man, it was explosive. It was explosive. The time before that, it was explosive too. We're doing it now. Stochastics have reset. We're back at the 50. Perfect time to bounce. We did similar movements back here, and we continued the move up. Relatively speaking, this was very small. I'm expecting something a bit bigger here. But relatively speaking to this move, where the stochastics bounced from basically the same area that they bounced from now, and they went back to the overbought zone like we're expecting here, relative to this move, we had not really been consolidating for too long. Relative to here, we've been consolidating for a long time, and a move up would break us out of this range, so we likely get a bigger move overall, right? Similar readings on the indicators does not mean we see the exact same move lengthwise. In fact, I do expect that this will be the biggest move we've seen in months to the upside or to the downside. It'll be the biggest move that we've seen in months. Super bullish. I got nothing else for you other than a closing thought. If Ethereum's bullish, what does that mean for altcoins? Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.